Okay, 12 minutes then. So green nodes are safe locations. That is new. Harvesting and mining. You get the harvesting or mining equipment. It's unlocked during campaign 1. Well, this is not very useful. I mean, if you if it work, it's not information because you have to go through campaign 1. It's mostly a reassurance or something. Um, okay. The harvesting and mining nodes are green. Then harvesting and mining continued. They work with quantities that you, as long as you put them in your satchels, you can carry them around, like 4 pints of wood. But they only take up a single item card. You have inns, marketplaces. Here is the buy and sell. Buy and sell. As you can see here, buy and sell have the same icons, same iconography. This is 60 and 30 is centralized. I don't know why that is useful. But they like to centralize things. Used in crafting, used in crafting, used in crafting. I'm not sure if that is actually useful if everything is used in crafting to even mention it there. Okay. Point of interest. I don't remember point of interest. Maybe it was there a long time, but you have no action is taken. You visit locations through the campaigns through the main storyline. Okay, so the storyline tells you to go to slums, so you don't normally go there. Narrative event chip. There is only a single narrative event chip that you can see. Yeah, go. Yeah, here black. No, there are 2 black narrative event chips. Okay, that's interesting. So you can have probably 2 choices of side quests because you put them on the node, and I think you can only put 1 narrative event chip on a single node and not 2. And that's a bit of the problem of these projects. They're just incomplete in the description on what you can do with it. They have it in their head, and it's very hard to put it through words on paper, apparently. Okay, gameplay. Customizing a guard. What does it mean? You cannot do this during a narrative event, so you can do it also during combat. There are 3 game modes in Isofarian Guard. Either the game state is in exploration mode, then you are traveling and nothing urgent is going on, or you are in combat mode and then you cannot do whatever you like. You have to battle, or you have to retreat, or you are defeated, or you are victorious. Third mode of the game state is that you are in narrative mode. And in narrative mode, you follow the narration, and that can lead to battle. It can lead to exploration mode again. And it's very simple to write it out. The fourth and final mode is that you are in minimap mode, and that's like the minimap I showed you. And you can there are clear ways to go from one mode to another mode, but you are always in a single given game mode. I proposed it, and they just failed to write it out, and now you have these inelegant ways to try to explain something, and then you have to read it and reread it. Well, here you have, and also these titles: gameplay, 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 gameplay. Is it? I mean, this would be gameplay, items, and equip. This would be gameplay, skill trees. So by reading the top title, you have no idea what you if it is what you are looking for. So if you have this space, so write it out. Skill tree. Now here it's called battle phase, but battle phase is point 2 of what? Point 1? Where did it start? Gameplay. Gameplay, exploration phase. Okay. The gameplay is split into 3 phases: exploration phase, battle phase, narrative event phase. That's not true. There's also a minimap phase, and it's different, and it's not really a phase. A phase is something transitional that you go through and then it ends. And the game is always in a certain mode. Mode is better than phase, but okay, let's not mince words here. Let's call it phase. Now, exploration phase. So this is what you do during exploration phase. For example, rebuild Fort Istra, which is kind of a spoiler, but well, you have to rebuild Fort Istra. Okay, so in exploration phase, it makes sense to have these orange nodes, red nodes, blue nodes, fishing, green nodes, harvesting and mining. So it should be called exploration phase, at the very least, gameplay exploration phase. And then a third part would be the sub thing of the page. I think that would be better, but I don't think you can hope for that. So this is all exploration phase. This is where did this? No, it's yeah. Oh. You see, I'm flopping around because even if I've read this book, and it's really hard to remember things because they don't have a structure. At least not a structure that I find natural. Okay, for battle phase, totally different kind of thing. Just like in Sleeping Gods, you are either exploring or you are in battle. So it's you've seen one game, you have some idea about the next. Yeah, you go to the enemy index in the quest and index books, and this is a preview of the map and index book. And let's put it like so. Okay, so the node that you are on tells you what possibilities you have for the enemy, and the enemy can have can drop certain loot. So if you want to farm a certain area, you have to go through to all of these nodes multiple times and see what it drops. And in the case of 3 skulls, I think you have then, let's see, mountain bear, timber wolf, and the red timber wolf means that it is it's in an ambushing timber wolf, and this is a normal timber wolf where you have the first initiative. And too many hunter. Here's also timber wolf, but it has a 2 on the parentheses, and this has a 1. And what does that mean? inquisitive events will list the enemies in the campaign book, grab the necessary AI decks and enemy cards, and set up the enemy dashboard just like the guard. Red cubes are used for enemies, HP, ATK, and DF stats, and grey cubes are used for enemies, AP. In the image below, you'll find the enemies that could be encountered on notes of 1 to 10 in Chapter 1 by drawing a 1, 2, or 3 skull chip. Yeah. The enemies marked with a cross sword icon and in red are ambushes. Reference page 1 of the reference guide for ambushes. The star value tells you which enemy card to use. Enemy cards can be... Okay, so there's... for Timberwolf there are several... yeah, but this is a 1-star Timberwolf. And this is a 1-star Timberwolf, but this one is an ambushing. So are they different cards then? Or the same card used differently? Cross sword. There is no cross sword here. There was a cross sword, but it's no longer here. So what's this cross sword icon doing? The star value tells you that enemy's cards can be 1 to 4 stars, and the star value usually equals the chapter you are in. Okay. They're all 1 stars except for this one. This should be normally a chapter 2 enemy for book 2. Higher star enemies are stronger and have higher stats. The slash of the number after the enemy name indicates the order the enemy is placed in their enemy dashboard slots. Oh, right. So these parentheses, the things they give you the enemy lineup. And so if there is a 2, you put the 1 and the 2 next to each other, and here 1, 2, and 3. The Tsunami Mender goes in the back row. Okay, makes sense. But text, well, I hope they manage to read it and fix it. But so this is wrong, but